How Australians spent their stimulus money. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your piping hot stein of coffee, because I want to have a look at this article from the ABC discussing how we all spent our stimulus money. Did you get the $750? What did you spend it on? Let us know in the comments. Was it gold? Was it silver? Did you put it in crypto? Or did you just use it to cover your day-to-day expenses? I remember back in the Rudd days, when everyone got their free money, Rachel spent it on a sewing machine and promised to repair my clothes and make me shirts. And she did. She did. Took her a while. She made me a t-shirt. Oh no, a dress shirt, and I loved it. I wore it to death. I really wore it to death. So, and she also made a wedding dress, and now she's making clothing for all the kids. So that was probably a really smart investment on her part. So let's see how Australians are spending it on it this time. I wonder, are people using it to pay down debt, or are people saving more? Because the saving rate has gone up. It's been the highest ever. And there was an interesting statement that a Reserve Bank governor made with discussion with regards to negative interest rates. That when you have negative interest rates, they're finding that it doesn't encourage people to take their money and spend. It makes people save more because they think, well, they're going to lose money, so I need to save even more to make up for it. I'd also argue that, well, if they need to implement negative rates, everything's so terrible, you're going to be concerned and saving like crazy. What's your call on that one? So nearly a third of people who received the federal government's first pandemic stimulus payment saved the money, the Australian Bureau of Statistics data showed. So 30% of people saved the money. What does that tell you? That doesn't sound very Australian. That doesn't sound very Afterpay. It doesn't sound, like some of the arguments that are being put forward, It's encouraging, but it also shows you people are worried, doesn't it? The one-off $750 payment was made in March to around 6.5 million Australians on government benefits at a cost of $4.8 billion. The payments was delivered early in the pandemic as a precursor to the JobKeeper and JobSeeker programs in a bid to stimulate economic activity. At the time it was announced, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg said he did not want to tell Australians how to spend the money. But what we do know from experience is that they will spend that money, and that money will encourage economic activity, he said. However, of the millions of people that received payments, not everyone put it back into the economy immediately. 29% saved it, and 28% used it to pay bills. There you go. Well, you've got to pay bills. So let's have a look. Being spent primarily on bills in New South Wales. So main uses of the government's stimulus payment, and this is added to savings, paid household bills as an orange, and purchased food or non-alcoholic. So in New South Wales, most people paid bills, guys. Most people paid bills, 35%. Then you had savings, and then you had food. Victoria, most people saved it. Then it was household bills, and then food. Queensland, again, most people saved it. Then bills, and then food. South Australia, 37%, the highest of any state, saved it. Nearly 40%, almost at 40%. Then 25% on bills, and only 7% on food. Tasmania, 28% was savings, 23% was bills, 7% food, and the average for Australia is 29, 28, and 12. So the only one that was slightly different was New South Wales. So more people are paying their household bills in New South Wales. Interesting. Well, what does that tell you about the cost of living in New South Wales, everyone? Wonder how much of it went to rates. Just, an intermediary to transition government from transition funds from federal to state or council. New South Wales residents were more likely to use the money primarily to pay household bills compared with 22% who saved it. The survey of around 2,500 people conducted between May 10th and 23rd found 12% mainly used money to buy food. It also showed less than 10% of people used it to pay their mortgage or rent. A second package, now known as JobSeeker, of $550 fortnightly supplement to those on unemployment and other benefits was made in late April at a cost of $14.1 billion. The data showed nearly 70% of the stimulus went to people aged 65 and over, and 45% of that group added money to their savings. So there you go. Once again, it's not working. It's not. It's almost like we are living through the hidden secrets of money, and this is the boomers stashing the money away. When will they get confident enough to get it back out again? Household Finances Program Director for the Grattan Institute, Brendan Coates, said retirees tended to save extra money. Our research shows that the average retiree is a net saver. That even applies to those receiving their pension, he said. They're saving for a rainy day, even when it's pouring outside. He said the high numbers saving the money in South Australia reflected the state's older average age. And now that's something I didn't realise. Which would suck for those of you in South Australia with your high electricity costs, particularly with the temperature down there. Nearly half, 47% of Tasmanians received the stimulus money. He expected the saved money to be spent over the next few months. Saving rates rise even if the payments are effective, he said. You don't spend it all. That just gives us more of a buffer as we come off the JobKeeper and JobSeeker payments. Around half of the people who received a stimulus payment were unemployed or not in the labour force and receiving the New Start allowance, which was subsequently replaced by the JobSeeker program. Executive Director of Anglicare Australia, Casey Chambers, said at the start of the pandemic, when the $750 was dispersed, there were two cohorts of people on New Start. She said one group, who were managing to live on the old New Start allowance, but spending around 20% more than they were getting every week, would have spent the stimulus money. However, she said the second group did not expect to lose their jobs and had some savings as a financial buffer. In our emergency release centres, we are now seeing people who have managed to make ends meet until now, but it's getting harder, he said. They have worked through the goodwill of friends, family, and their savings. She said people in the bigger cities like Sydney were under more financial pressure because of high rents and the casualisation of the workforce, which made work even more precarious. So there we have it, everyone. Where Australians spent the stimulus money. And it looks like most people saved it. Here are the key points. 2,600 people surveyed between the 10th and 23rd of May. New South Wales residents were most likely to spend it on paying bills. On average, those over 65 who received the money, 45% added to their savings. Are you surprised, everyone? If you got the money, what did you do with it? And does buying gold or silver, would that count as savings? As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I created here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can use any of our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.